Hi, thank you so much for joining. And I am practicing on my live, so I thought I would come on and we could just make a good old sandwich together. It's one of those days, so why not have a good sandwich? I'm not doing a cooking video today, but I certainly will be doing lots of cooking videos, prep in the future with different savings and nice daily tips that can be very helpful to many. So be sure to join me. So what I'm going to do is take this bread, take this bread and toast it. So let's get this in the toaster oven. I always like my bread toasted, and maybe you do too. So this knife, we're actually going to sharpen it with this little sharpener I have, which is so simple. It's like $2.99 I got this for. And it has fine and coarse. And then you just wash it up, and it's perfect for your next time use. So let's see how good it works. This knife is very used. I think I've had this one like 25 years, so hopefully that comes out nice and sharp. And I have this beautiful tomato from my neighbor's garden. And so we're going to wash this up and slice it. How are you all doing today? Hopefully good. Happy Friday. And then I'm going to be using my FIBU dishcloth paper towel replacement that I love. And it's on my showcase on my TikTok, which is Dana Daily Doodles on TikTok. It's Dana's Daily Doodle on Facebook and YouTube, but just Dana Daily Doodles on the TikTok shop. Say that 10 times. And it is located on my profile picture that has my little dog Tinker and I, our picture. And the link is below, and these FIBUs are in there if you wanted to take a look at that. So let's get this sliced. And that's working really good. So I am impressed with that. Let me show you what this looks like. Now that's a beautiful tomato. And we'll put that to the side. And then in my green bag, of course, right, when you get home from the grocery store, take your veggies and your fruit out of their produce bag. Save that produce bag and use it for something different. Put them in a green bag. It'll keep for a week. So this avocado I opened up yesterday, and you always have a surprise when you get an open up avocado. And it seems like you're always cutting off a black mark. But sometimes you'll get super lucky and it'll be like perfect. And sometimes you have to literally throw them out, which is a total bummer. And so let's get this prepped. We'll put that right here. And I do have some turkey meat, but I used it yesterday and I just have a little bit left, so I'm going to give the rest to my big dog Luca, because I normally make homemade dog food, which I can show you that too, and there's probably videos and reels of me doing that, but I don't have any today. So tomorrow I'll grocery shop on a Saturday sale, and I'll get some ground turkey or ground beef or ground chicken, and I'll make Luca and Tinker up a batch. So today, I'm going to give her the leftover, that's hot, the leftover turkey meat, and I am going to use the other lunch meat. Use this little guy for everything, because you know what? If you wipe the floor, of course not. Designate one just for that, because I clean my laminate with one I designate for that. with dog water spills and stuff. But if you're going to be draining and or wiping your hands with something yucky on it, or if you're doing like putting your bacon on paper towels, putting your hamburger and stuff, then you would use a paper towel. This replaces like 70%. This has 50 uses. You just throw it in the dishwasher and throw it in the washer if you want. So we're going to be putting on mayo. Some people use different, but I like mayonnaise. And I always like real mayonnaise. So, and we can also make a homemade mayo, which is pretty simple, but I think it's pretty much made with eggs and oil and maybe a couple other ingredients that you might like. So you have to have that certain little whipping tool, and it's like a frother. I don't really know if I have one. I used to, but I might not any longer. But it would be really neat to make homemade mayo if you wanted to. So we're going to put a couple pieces of lunch meat on here. And if I had leftover chicken or something, you definitely know I'd be using that, but I don't. And we're going to put a couple slices of cheese. And lately I have been eating primarily one time a day, but I do get my nutrition in other ways, like a really good quality energy type bar, or this morning I did a homemade smoothie, and then a big green healthy drink. So the reason, if you're wondering, is because I've been watching my calorie intake. So I've lost, I think, about 18 pounds. And it's not like a huge deal. It's just what I want to do. So you do what makes you happy and what, you know, you're comfortable with. And so this avocado, we're going to stack on here. I love avocado. I don't know if you do, but if you do, they are so fickle. They truly are. You could always take it and, you know, put it on toast. A lot of times people throw them out to the chickens, but guess what? No chickens here. I'm raised with a small farm, little ranch, and we had chickens, so I don't know. I wonder if my mom did throw out. She probably did throw out all your vegetable and fruit trimmings and all that good stuff that they love. I think they love everything chickens do. Okay, so then what I do, if you would like to try this, you know, it's the blend Kinder's. It's really good. So give this a try. And I get this bigger one, and then I refill it with even a bigger one. Let me try not to waste that. It looks like a lot, but it is super good. And you do what you like. And then I really like pepper. And on video, you know how it looks like everybody is heavy-handed. It looks like a lot of times, wow, that's a lot. And so now what do we need? I think there was something else. If I had cucumber, I'd give that. Oh, let's go with, even though I forgot to put it on. So let's go with a little bit of this honey mustard. And it's really nice. I don't like a ton of mustard. I like some mustard. And then we will go back and get a plate here. I'm telling you, just use and use and use this thing. And it's so awesome just to be able to throw it in the dishwasher. And you know what would be good is what I was going to put is, one moment please and I'll grab it, red onion. Let's go for it. Okay, so with the red onion, and I'm sorry I didn't have all of that out. Forgive me. What I do is the same thing that you do. The outside's not that great, right? So just cut a little bit. Watch your fingers. What would you like to see me make? I do all kinds. Kind of off the top of my head, but I do have people that I follow and get really good tips from. And I learned a lot from my mom, bless her heart. She's no longer with us, but just, I didn't help a lot my mom with her cooking and all, but I watched and I tasted it. So here's what I was thinking might be really good is a homemade goulash. And if you've ever had goulash, I'll tell you a simple way I do it, and then you can compare your notes that are in your mind. So what you would do, because the weather's changing, let me tell you in a nutshell. Ground your beef, and also remember you can use and try ground turkey, ground chicken. I would kind of go towards the ground beef on this, but you do you, because I'm telling you, it is quite good, ground turkey. So then we're going to put this together. Watch this. There, we did it. Okay, so then what I do, after that's ground, it's ground, and you browned it. Give that a slice. And my avocado hopped out. So you go back in there where you're supposed to live. Thank you. So then you take the ground beef and preference. Brown it with some fresh garlic or garlic, Italian seasoning. So you're going to want to go towards that. Oregano, basil, a little bit, be careful on your oregano, basil, Italian seasoning. What else is in there? A tiny bit of, let's see, you're going to do your salt and your pepper. Let me look. And then you're going to, your garlic and onion, that together. And it is marjoram that's in here, a tiny bit of sage. That's really preference, but this one's pretty good. Believe it or not, this one too is a good price, this particular one. So, so then you're going to drain your hamburger. So when you put it back in, it's drained. And then I would say add your seasoning, okay? But it has cooked with your garlic and onion. So the flavors are now marrying together. So once you have that in, then you're going to take 1 can, it's 8 ounce, I believe. Pour your tomato sauce in, bring that to a simmer. Now you're going to add 2 cans with that tomato sauce of water. So now you've got that, okay? So then you're going to put a little bit of the seasonings again, once you have that, and it simmered a little bit with just the seasonings to begin with after it was drained. So now you have it in there with 2 cups of water and that can of tomato sauce. You're going to put a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and then what else do I put? I put a little tiny bit of, like this, about like that, of olive oil, and then a little bit of sugar. Sugar always goes in a tomato type sauce for the most part. It just does. If you're just used to cooking, it seems like it goes hand in hand. I didn't say a lot. It's a teaspoon, maybe like that. Okay, so now simmer this up. Okay, so now this is good and simmering. You're going to take that can and you're going to fill it up with rice. It's going to be white rice. That's the one that works best in it. Take that can of white rice, pour that in there, put a tiny bit of water, swish it around, put it in. Now mix it around, and you have all those ingredients. Cover it, simmer it very low for approximately 25 minutes. Don't remove the lid. Keep the lid on it, turn it completely off, leave it on that burner, completely off. Let it set for 10 minutes. Now, open it. You're going to see that it's all marrying together. So you're going to toss that around, just stir it with, whatever, wooden spoon, right? Don't scratch your pot. And then put a little bit of cheese and mix that around, or put the lid on, let that melt a little. I don't like a lot of cheese, but I like some. That's one of my goulashes. Delicious. And you know what? With a pound of ground beef, a cup of rice, a 8-ounce tomato sauce, and different flavorings and a little bit of cheese, you could make on the side of that any type of vegetable, piece of toast, French bread, garlic bread, whatever you like. And you've got a meal. And it's going to feed, that could feed a family of 4 with a big scoop on each plate and some bread and a salad or a vegetable. You could also put your leftover 2 ripe of tomato in there. You could also throw in a little bit of zucchini, but you might want to do that on the side. But that's how I roll. I don't want any, some people like corn. You can do that, but your preference. What do you think? She's a beauty. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. And I hope you follow and like, comment if you need, or if you have a question. That would be nice. And I am learning how to video. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. And if it's YouTube, subscribe, and we can enjoy each other's company, cooking, posts, Dana's Daily Doodles of the animals, Tinkerbell, Luca, and Joey, and just very nice things that we can lift each other up with. So, you know what? Have a great day. Thank you for joining.